Well, howdy. This is hunting opening weekend, and I always try to do a video when I come out for hunting. Normally it's my hunting gear, but that's not really changing so much. So I figured I'd show you one of the things I do every year, beginning and end of season, in my boot prep. And it all starts out right in front of the fire, warming up my boots. Um, when I come out to the cabin, you know, I try to actually do this back in the city in front of a kerosene heater so they warm up, but this year I'm running a little bit behind. And when I do it out here, I put them in front of the fire. Warms up the boots, makes them more easier to accept oil. I have two different pairs of boots I bring out that are my primary hunting boots. I have 7 or 8 pairs of boots, but hunting boots I have 2 pairs. One are an old pair of lacrosse that have 2,000 grams of thinsulate. Later in the season, when it gets cold out and I'm doing some sitting, I like those ones. My other ones are a pair of newer Danners that have 400 grams of thinsulate. If I'm walking and sitting, they're a good boot. And they're Gore-Tex lined, but I still like to oil the leather to keep it in good shape. The ones towards the camera on the front are the Danners. And I have probably 6 pairs of Danners now because I get them through their seconds program, and I'll put a link down below. It's an awesome deal. You know, they don't have boots all the time, but if you subscribe on their website, they will send you an email when they have boots, and you have to jump on them because sizes go quickly. I just bought another pair today of slip-on steel toe, like Wellington style boots from them, and I got them for $40. And you get referral money for referring people. So I already had $40 in referral money, so they cost me nothing. So now I have another pair of boots. My wife will love it. And she has free boots I've gotten from them too. So, but she thinks I have a boot fetish. But that's beside the point. I'll put a link below. You can click on it, and yeah, like I said, if you subscribe to their list, they'll send you an email when they have their boot sales. I've got Marine Corps wrap boots, 2 pairs, summer and winter. I don't really have winter. They're dry and they're wet. One's Gore-Tex and one has vents so water can pour out. I have these. I have some slip-on rubber style boots from them. I have a pair of work boots from them. I have a lot of boots from Danner. So it's a great way to buy boots. So like I said, I'll send a link. But like I said, to get ready for the season, I use a product called Obenauf, and it's right in the front there. I used to use products called Snow Goo, I think it was, Snow Gone, and I didn't like it very much because it smelled bad. It worked well. It just smelled like kerosene. So I didn't like using it because my hands would be greasy, my boots smelled bad. This stuff here smells awesome. One of the side effects is when Otis was still around, I would have to keep anything I treated with it out of his reach because he would eat it. And he doesn't eat shoes and he didn't eat boots, but he ate 2 knife sheaths that had knives in them, but he left the knives that were treated with this with Obenaufs. So let me bring you over to the table and I'll do the Danners in the front, and we'll go over everything. Okay, so this is Obenaufs. Obenauf. I don't know, Obenaufs. Obenauf, I think. The made in the USA. Leather preservative, comes in 8 ounces. I got this off Amazon, I think. Yeah, what I like about it is it works and it doesn't smell bad. A lot of these products smell terrible. This one smells good. I said my dog Otis, when he was around, yeah, he would eat anything I put this stuff on, which probably wasn't good for him, but he wasn't the smartest dog in the world. So these are boots. These are my Danners. Yeah, these are the ones I'll be wearing tomorrow. They have 400 grams of thinsulate, which is perfect for this time of the year. it's just above freezing tomorrow. It'll be around 33, 34. Supposed to get some snow towards the end of the day, and by end of Monday there should be a couple inches on the ground. Awesome hunting weather. But these boots are perfect for that. My other ones are for later in the season when it gets colder, when we're looking at 20-degree days. And the 400 grams of thin slate in these, if I'm sitting, doesn't work so well. Now it's great when I am walking. I love these, even in the cold. But once I sit, my feet will get cold. Like I said, I treat these at the end of the season and at the beginning of the season. My boots last a long time. I have a pair of boots over there that was just out of the frame when I was shooting over there, that I have had since 1990, probably 1990, and I just retired them about 5 years ago. So they lasted a good 20 years. And I was planning on buying the same pair of boots. They're from Cabela's, and they're Cadora, and they're Gore-Tex, and they were great. And they sold them up until about 2 years before, and they discontinued them. And then when I found Danner's site for buying seconds, I jumped all over it, and I've been buying boots like crazy. So, like I said, you got to treat both sets of boots to get ready for the season. It's really easy. I warm these up next to the fires, and they're not hot, but they're not cold. And all you do is work the product in, and it's going to go on, nice and thick. I don't want it so that it cakes on here. I'll just keep on working that spot around, just like that. And I work it into the seams on the edges, because even though these are Gore-Tex, there's still seams, and I don't want them to leak. And what I'll do is, it's about 9 o'clock at night right now. I'm going to put this coat on, and just before I go to sleep, probably around 10:30 or 11, I will put another coat on. So they have 2 coats, and that'll take care of the season. And then at the end of the season, from use, I'll put another coat on just to keep them in good shape. So once I start seeing that it's not, it's no longer white and cakey anymore, I will add more to my hands, just work it in. And I'll bring you up close here in a second. But it just smells good. It's a good smelling product, which a lot of these things, like snow goo, which I had no problem with it functionality-wise. I just didn't like the way it smelled. It was very oily, and it smelled like if I walked by a fire, my boots were going to catch on fire. So I just work it in all around. These have Cadora midsections here, so I don't need to work it in there. I just have to work it in on the leather portions of the boot. And they're full grain leather lower sections of the boot, but the trim pieces are thinner, kind of like fashion leather almost. And I cover them, but it's not as critical. It's this full grain leather stuff that I want to make sure I get. Keep them from my other boots. My lacrosses came from my dad. He wasn't as particular about keeping them oiled, and there's some cracks in them, just because they're probably 20 years old now too, and he didn't oil them. So I'm particular about my boots. Boots are expensive, and I like them to last as long as I can. So I try to work it in, get the tongue, reach my hand in here. This has got a nice triple tongue, so when you put the boots on, you have 3 layers of leather in the front. They're a really good boot. They were really stiff though when I got them. These required a great deal of break-in. I have Danner rat boots, like I said, the Marine Corps boots, and I love those boots. Those boots required 0 break-in. They worked great from the day I got them. They're comfortable. What they aren't is good at the winter at all. They have no insulation whatsoever. So I wear them all summer around here, and I wear them like just regular shoes back in the city. I've worn them with suits. They're a really comfortable boot. So I'm going to take this boot here. It's got a nice little bit of oil on it. I'm going to put it next to the fire, and I'll bring you in close for this next one. Okay, so this is boot number 2. Like I said, I take just a fingertip full and work it into the boot. And the heat from your hands will melt it into the leather. There's some paraffin wax or something like that in there. Just keep on working it into one area. So work the seams especially. Until I don't see the white cake anymore, the white wax, and then I'll move on to a new area. Get underneath the tongue here. And this isn't as big of an area, but I always get sticks stuck in here, so getting a good coat of oil to keep the leather supple is important. Now the fronts, of course, when they end up leaking, not these, but boots tend to fail in the front and the back first. So I want to keep this portion really nice and oiled. So you can see how it just melts in your hand. Like I said, I'll put 2 coats on tonight, and then I'm not going to put them right next to the fire, but I'm going to put them close enough to the fire where they stay warm all night, so that the leather can just suck this in. You shouldn't have to wipe any excess off. It tends to get sucked right into the pores of the leather. Like I said, these have Cadora midsoles or midsections here. So work it into the back. Make sure you hit the seam. But oiling a pair of boots will easily double the lifespan of the leather. And these are a resolable pair of boots. These could actually be rebuilt after, when the soles wear out, as long as the leather's in, good shape. And Danner will rebuild boots. So I can send them back and pay Danner, and they'll rebuild, put new soles on them and refresh the leather. I've never done that. I only started buying Danners about 5 or 6 years ago. So, which as far as, like I said, the other pair of boots I have over there, I got in the 90s, and I wore the heck out of those boots. They lasted a long time. But I mean, the Gore-Tex stopped being waterproof, probably about 5 years before I stopped wearing the boots. And it was just when they got to the point where, just walking through wet grass, my feet would get wet. That was when I decided I needed to buy another pair of boots. And I bought these, and my dad gave me the lacrosse the same time, and they were his boots. He didn't wear them anymore, so it actually works out because these, like I said, only have 400 grams of insulate. These are great early season boots when the snow gets really deep and it's really cold. We're talking wind chills in the single digits. These boots don't have enough warmth. So I try to work my fingers right down in the crevices and get it right in below the laces. You want the laces to be nice and loose when you're doing this. And these are a pair of seconds from Danner. That's where some of their boots on that sale site are brand new. Some of them are seconds. These were seconds, and they will tell you, they will mark why they're a second. There was a tiny, and you can't even see it anymore. There was a knife blade mark, from a box cutter across the front of the sole, and that's why they were seconds. So they that made them no longer able to be sold as new boots for them, but it knocked a significant amount of money off the price. I don't remember what they were. I think they were around $100, and normally these are a $400 pair of boots from them. Same with the wrap boots. Those are seconds, and I paid $79 for what is a $400 pair of boots, and those are the most comfortable pair of boots I've ever owned. I'm going to put a little bit more on the front here because it keeps on sucking it right in. And we just walk them over to the fire, and like I said, let them warm up. And I'll do the other pair of lacrosses right now, and then I'm all set for the season. this is a good distance away from the fire. That will they will suck in all that oil, and within an hour I'll be able to put a second coat on them. So yeah, this is definitely an awesome product. I'll put a link in the bottom. You can get it through Amazon. I think you can get it from I think you can get it directly from their website too. I just ordered through Amazon because I'm a Prime customer, and yeah, I like to use Prime. It's nice 2-day shipping, and I don't have to pay for it and all that jazz. So I'm gonna oil up one more pair of boots, then hit the hay so that I can get up bright and early tomorrow morning for opening the season. So I got another video planned. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Maybe I'll do it next week. We'll see. Depends on how the day turns out. But yeah, stay tuned. So until next time. Thanks for watching.